Unit 1 Key Concepts. Florida statutes and rules important to real estate. Chapter 20 is the organizational structure, executive branch of Florida government. Chapter 475, Part 1, Real Estate License Law. 475, Part 2, Real Estate Appraisal. 475, Part 3, Commercial Real Estate Sales Commission Lien Act. 475, Part 4, Commercial Real Estate Leasing Commission Lien Act. 455, Department of Business and Professional Regulation. Chapter 120, Administrative Procedures Act. Chapter 61J2 is Rules of the FREC. 3 real estate license categories. Sales associate is the introductory level. Sales associates are employed by and work under the direction and control of a broker or an owner-developer. Sales associates are agents of their employer. Broker licenses require additional education and experience and passing the broker license exam. Broker associate holds a broker license but chooses to register and work in real estate under the direction of another broker. Owner-developer is an unlicensed entity that sells, exchanges, or leases its own property. Sales staff must hold active real estate licenses to be paid commission. Sales staff is exempt from licensure if paid strictly on salaried basis. Application requirements. Application fee in addition to initial biennial license fee, plus an unlicensed activity fee and a real estate recovery fund fee if applicable. Military veteran and spouse fee waiver within 60 months after honorable discharge. Fingerprints to determine any criminal history. Background information required concerning whether the applicant is currently under criminal investigation or has been convicted of a crime, pled guilty to a crime, or pled no contest. Must disclose prior conviction even if court action adjudication was withheld. Disclose on the application any other name or alias, including a maiden name. Applicants are not required to disclose a personal bankruptcy. Applicants should confirm that a criminal matter has been expunged and no longer appears on a criminal history. 30-day period to check application for errors and omissions. Exam eligible, DBPR notifies test vendor. Theft of license exam or unauthorized copying of an exam is a third-degree felony. Non-resident application requirements. Proof of U.S. citizenship is not required. However, applicants must possess a social security number. Applicants do not have to be residents of Florida. Non-residents applicants must indicate on the application that they are not residents of Florida. Resident licensees who move out of state, become non-residents of Florida, must notify the Commission of the change in residency within 60 days. Non-resident licensees must comply with all Chapter 475 Florida statute requirements and FREC rules. Mutual recognition agreements. Recognizes the education and experience that real estate licensees have acquired in another state or nation. Applies exclusively to non-residents licensed in other jurisdictions. Requires applicants to submit a certificate of license history from the Real Estate Commission of the state in which they are licensed. Requires applicants to pass a 40-question Florida-specific real estate law exam with a grade of 75% or higher. Licensees licensed through mutual recognition must complete the Florida post-licensing requirement. Florida resident. A person who has resided in Florida continuously for a period of 4 calendar months within the preceding year. A person who currently resides in Florida with the intention to reside continuously in Florida for a period of 4 months or more. Sales associate qualifications for licensure. 18 or older, have high school diploma or GED, possess a United States Social Security number, be honest, truthful, trustworthy, of good character, and have a reputation for fair dealing, be competent and qualified to make real estate transactions. Summary of applicants. Applicants with criminal history will be placed on the FREC agenda. The Commission will review the applicant's criminal history records and decide whether an applicant listed on the summary of applicants must appear in front of the FREC. After the appearance in front of the FREC, the Commissioners will vote to approve or deny the application. The license application is valid for 2 years from the date the complete application is received by the DBPR. Sales associates education requirements. Complete Course 1, Commission-prescribed pre-license course for sales associate candidates with a passing score of at least 70 on the end of course exam. If applicant does not pass state license exam within 2 years after course completion date, the course completion expires and the applicant must again complete Course 1. Exceptions to the pre-license course requirement. Remember this one. Individuals with a 4-year degree or higher in real estate let's try this again. Individuals with a 4-year degree or higher in real estate from an accredited institution of higher education are exempt from Course 1 but must pass the license exam. Attorneys who are active members of the Florida Bar are exempt from pre-licensing Course 1 but must pass the license exam. License exam is offered in English and Spanish. Passing score on the license exam is 75 or higher. New licensees must not begin working until the DBPR website indicates that the ICE license is active status under the employing broker or brokerage entity. Failure notice and examinee rights to review the exam, qualifications for reexamination in a foreign language other than Spanish. Post-licensing education. Florida sales associates must complete the 45-hour post-licensing course before the expiration of the initial sales associate's license. Failure to complete the post-licensing requirement prior to expiration will cause the license to become null and void. Sales associates who do not complete the post-licensing requirement must requalify for licensure by again completing Course 1 and passing the state license exam. Florida licensed attorneys who are also licensed real estate sales associates must complete the post-licensing education requirement. Individuals with a 4-year degree or higher in real estate from an accredited institution of higher education are exempt from post-licensing education requirement. Hardship cases will allow licensees an additional 6-month period following the initial license expiration to complete the post-licensing education. There's no legislative authority to extend. Broker requirements. Complete Course 2, commission-prescribed pre-license course for broker candidates with a passing score of at least 70 on the end-of-course exam. Must complete at least 24 months of real estate experience during the 5-year period preceding becoming licensed as a broker. Broker applicants who hold a Florida Real Estate Sales Associates license must complete the 45-hour post-licensing course for sales associates before the initial sales associate's license expires to be eligible for a broker's license. Broker applicants who have reached a 4-year degree or higher in real estate from an accredited institution of higher education are exempt from Course 2. Broker experience requirements. Active sales associates working for a Florida or out-of-state broker for at least 24 months of the preceding 5 years. Active sales associate in the employ of a government agency for at least 24 months of the preceding 5 years who is paid a salary and performs duties that require a real estate license. Active broker in another state or nation for 24 months of the preceding 5 years. Broker post-licensing education. Florida brokers must complete the 60-hour post-licensing course before the first renewal of their license. Failure to complete the post-licensing requirement prior to the expiration date will cause the license to become null and void. In such cases, the broker may request and receive a sales associate's license if the licensee completes 14 hours of continuing education within 6 months following expiration of the broker's license. Brokers who have a 4-year degree or higher in real estate are exempt from the broker post-license education requirement. Continuing education requirement requires 14 hours of continuing education each subsequent licensure period, continuing following the initial license period. Attorneys who are active members of the Florida Bar are exempt from Course 1 for sales associates and continuing education, but not post-licensing education. Individuals with a 4-year degree or higher in real estate are exempt from Course 1 and Course 2 and post-licensing education, but not continuing education. Prima facie evidence, a real estate license, indicates the licensee's name, issue date, and expiration date and serves as prima facie evidence that a licensee holds a current and valid license. Real estate services, A-bar sale. Advertise real estate services, buy, appraise, rent, or provide rental information or lists, sell, auction, lease, exchange. Advertise, buy, appraise, rent, sell, auction, lease, exchange. Advertise, buy, appraise, rent, sell, auction, lease, exchange. A bar sale. A real estate license is required if a person performs any real estate service for compensation or the implied intent to collect compensation unless specifically exempt. Compensation includes money in the form of a salary, bonuses, commissions, and gratuities. Compensation is also things of value such as dinner, flowers, wine, gift certificates, and event tickets. Presumption of acting as a real estate broker. If a person performs services of real estate for another and a disciplinary case is filed, there is a presumption that the individual acted as a real estate licensee. The individual may be held liable even if acting for another without being compensated for the services. Real estate attorneys may not receive compensation for performing real estate services, including referral of clients and prospects, unless they also have a real estate license. General exemptions from licensures. Property owners who buy, sell, exchange, or lease their own property. People who sell or lease real estate that they do not own are presumed to be acting as real estate licensees. Partners in a real estate partnership who received their pro rata share of profits. Business entities that sell, exchange, or lease their own property. Salaried employees of business entities who sell, exchange, or lease real property for their employer, provided they are not paid a commission or compensated on a transactional basis. Also exempt from real estate licensure are salaried employees who work in an on-site rental office in a leasing capacity who do not receive commission. There is no restriction on the duration of the rental leases for this exemption. Who are managers of condominium or cooperative apartment complexes who rent individual units for periods no longer than 1 year and who are not paid commission. Of an owner-developer, real estate developer, provided they do not receive commission, and of a governmental agency who perform real estate services for the state and who do not receive commission. Exemption includes persons who appraise railroad property for tax purposes. That was a test question, and you missed it, probably. I don't know. Chapter 475 exempts the following individuals from holding a real estate license. Persons who sell cemetery lots, individuals who rent lots in a mobile home or RV park, attorneys at law when acting within the scope of their professional duties in an attorney-client relationship. Holding a Florida bar license does not entitle an attorney to compensation for performing real estate services. Certified public accountants when performing accounting duties within the scope of their professional duties. Persons who have been given a power of attorney in fact, in order to sign contracts and conveyances on someone's behalf, and owners of timeshare periods for their own use and occupancy who later offer the timeshare periods for resale. Important dates and times periods to remember. 21 days is the time period for DBPR to receive a request to review the state license exam or to request a hearing before an administrative law judge. 30 days, time period after receipt of application to check for errors and omissions. 60 days, number of days to notify the DBPR if a licensee becomes a non-resident. 90 days, time period to inform applicant of approval or denial of license application. 6 months, extension period for hardship case following the initial license expiration. Up to 1 year, salaried managers of condominium or cooperative units who prepare rental agreements with a duration of up to 1 year are exempt from real estate licensure. More than 1 year, managers of condominiums or cooperatives who prepare lease agreements with a duration longer than 1 year must be licensed. 2 years, time period after which the license application expires. 2 years, time period after which the pre-license course expires. 2 years, experience requirement for broker applicants obtained within preceding 5-year period.